All right, welcome to another edition of Bitcoin Billionaire. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we took a dump on Bitcoin and we went right up to here. And now we just went up. And now the question is, where are we going to go? And why did I sell all my Bitcoin? And what do you think is going to happen next? And that's what I'm going to answer in this edition of Bitcoin Billionaire. Now, a few weeks ago, I predicted that there's a risk that Bitcoin's going to go down to 30K. And that was before the dump. That was when we were on the top. So the question is, are we going to go down to 40K? And then yesterday I made a video how to get rich from buying the dip. So make sure to watch that if you didn't. So you can see that I did predict that we would go down to the 42,000 level, but we did go down a little bit further. We would now have been down as low as 39,000. And the question is, are we going to go back down? Now, the one thing to understand is that we are seeing lower highs, lower high, lower high. We are seeing lower lows as well, right? Lower lows, lower lows. And so just because we went up, it doesn't mean that we are now into a trend, uptrend. No, not yet. In fact, we may continue down. And the question is, why may we continue down before we see another bounce? And let me answer that question for you. Now, one of the reasons I believe that we will continue down is because that on the S&P 500, we have crashed. We're now also seeing a lower low onto the S&P 500. So if you can see here, we kept a trend the entire time. Now, you might be wondering, what are those days? I'll explain that to you in a minute. But the first thing to know is that we're seeing lower lows onto the S&P 500. And yes, absolutely, that the Bitcoin follows the S&P 500. And I will prove it to you, okay? And the way I'm going to prove it to you is you can see that if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that every one of those dips, May 21, is happened also on Bitcoin. Check that out. We had a May 21 right here. You saw it crash, go to the bottom, right? Every time we went down, it's met. June 29, right here, right? We can see that when we went to Bitcoin, not quite as close, but June 23, very close. What about the next one? Well, we have July 20th and a Bitcoin on S&P 500. And you can see that July 20th right here on the Bitcoin. See, we went down. And the next one, August 19th. And you can see right there. And then, okay, and we see the same thing here on August 19th. Went down here, right? And then September 21, which is the one that we just had. And that's where we are right now, September 21, okay? So it's correlated. That means that as long as we follow the S&P 500, we kind of see what the pattern is and when we can expect a dump. So now, because we broke this line here, it means Bitcoin is in a danger. So yes, I did sell all my Bitcoin because how do we know how high it's going to go? And in order to find that out, we need to establish a pattern. And right now on the S&P 500, we're seeing a lower high and a lower low, which means a downtrend, a potential crash is coming. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that we've reached the top and we're now going to go to the bottom? Well, there's a very high risk that that's going to happen. And the question is, where are we going to go? And I believe the next target is somewhere around 39,000. So I have buy orders at that price. I predict that it will go down, okay, and that we will have a chance to buy it at lower price again. And then you can write it up. But I explained in yesterday's video something important. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure to check that out. So in yesterday's video, I explained to you how to trade and that potentially how do you trade if Bitcoin goes all the way down to 30,000. Make sure to watch that video. By the way, if you like this content, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can keep getting these kind of videos. Go to Bitcoin Billionaire and subscribe right now and press the notification bell. Now, it is possible that Bitcoin does keep going up and then reaches this resistance zone. Even though we don't have 3 points yet, you can imagine the other point might be here. We have a lot of points here and a lot of resistance here. So it is possible that it doesn't crash right away. It's possible that it keeps going up. And the question is, if that happens, how high are we going to go? Well, I think it's probably going to go around right here. So, but it's also really dependent on what the S&P 500 does. If the S&P 500 crashes, then we will crash right away. You don't need to make it all the way to the top. And so we've got to remember that the long-term trend, what is the long-term trend? We are in a downtrend in the long term. So in fact, if we open the EMA Ribbon, right, which is a tool to find out if we're bearish or bullish, we can see that we went up, we went into it, but now we're out of it. We're right below it. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see what I mean, right? You can see that we went right into it and then we went out, and now we're outside of that zone. So this is a very bearish sign, which means it's a very high risk that we're going to go down sooner than later. Now, that being said, we can see that actually we are holding on here with the 21-week EMA. We're holding it right there at the line. And what that means is as long as we hold this line on this bull run support, there's a potential that we're going to go back up. Okay, now we're looking at the weekly candles, by the way. So we see that we did break it, but we bounced back. And it's possible that we do break it. It's also possible that we like support. Now, I know what people think. You're saying it's going to go up or it's going to go down. I'm saying that this is a very important move for Bitcoin. If it breaks this, then it's very bearish. Anything under here is very, very bearish. And you can see in the past that if you zoom out, is that if it breaks, it's going down. If it holds, like we zoom in here, right? Here's an example where we held it and it kept going up. As long as this holds, then it's going to continue the bull run. If it does not hold, then we're not going to continue the bull run, okay? The minute it breaks it, this puts Bitcoin at danger. Now, I do believe at some point, even if we go down, we will come back. And this is kind of the peak of the bull run, and this is the bottom of it. And right now, we're kind of in the middle. We're not going up, we're not going down. So that's why it's very undecided. We're not quite sure. Some people think the bull run's going to go up. Some think it's going to go down. But a lot of it, as I said many, many times, it really does depend on the S&P 500. And what that means is if the S&P 500 is doing great, then the Bitcoin is going to do great. If not, then I predict that it's going to go down, and we may even touch this line at 25,000 as a worst case. I don't think we're going to go all the way down to 10. I don't think that's going to happen. In a worst case, we go down, we're going to hold it at 30 because we can see that we do have strong support at 30,000. And take a look here. You can see that, yeah, it's held very well. Over and over again, it's held very, very well here at 30,000. So even if we go down, we can bounce up here. We may go in that zone for a while, but I don't think we're going to break that $30,000 or $29,000 zone. So this would be a very good place to open a leverage trade. Now, if you want to do like I do, I would recommend you open a BYBIT account where you can 10x, 5x leverage. And that's how you can make a lot of money, because all you need is 20% and you already double your money. So you can go in the description. And if you go in the description, you will see that you can open a open BYBIT account right here and click this link here. And you get $600 in free bonus after you deposit. It's one of the greatest accounts. I've made so much free money just by using them. And it's one of the easiest trading account to use as well. So what that means is that if you want to use leverage, if you want something easy, I highly recommend BYBIT. And if you use my affiliate link, then you can get $600 in free bonus. Also, I do want to mention that beware of scammers on our comments. A lot of people are putting stupid comments and trying to sell you their stuff. Just ignore them, okay? They're basically bots and people who are trying to get you to sign up for whatever. I never try to sell you anything on our comments or on my Telegram group, okay? By the way, you should sign up for a Telegram group. And if you want to sign up for the Telegram group, you can go here and click this link. So yesterday on the Telegram group, I posted and said, hey, we broke that resistant line. This was a great place to open a trade. So, and I also shared the top altcoins to trade. So make sure that you follow me on the Telegram group in order to get those tips as soon as they come out. All right, guys, that's it for this edition of Bitcoin Billionaire. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next edition. Bye for now.